this week on Strong Arm Sports Podcast. Prepare to speak on your boy Mark Cuban because I know you're a fan of him.
I like Mark Cuban, but he, since Russ don't have KD to take up for him no more, I got him. Spade. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's an idiot. He's an idiot.
We supposed to be the losers, but we winning though. They used to laugh at us, now we winning though. They used to tell me never in my lifetime. I guess they was.
What's going on, folks? Welcome to a new and exciting episode of Strong Arm Sports Podcast. Man, we ain't nothing but the realest sports podcast in all the land. That's all.
True.
That's all we are.
True.
This happens to be the first time you guys are watching or listening to the show. I'm one half of the show. I go by the name of K-Spade, the Prospect.
And I'm your boy, Paris 57, and together we form Strong Arm Sports. Spade!
Yes, sir.
Wow. I mean, what a week, right? What a week.
Hey,
Spade,
pretty wild, bro.
Yeah, I know it's been crazy. We got a lot of things to talk about, so let's jump right into it. We're going to start where you want to be in the NBA. Spade.
Yep.
It's been a crazy injury out there in Golden State. I mean,
yeah.
Spade, me and you both said, barring injury, we have Golden State in the finals. We have the Cavs in the finals. Now, the Cavs suffered an injury with Kevin Love. We don't know when Kevin Love is coming back. I don't know if it's in the upcoming weeks or months, and maybe they'll hold them out to the playoffs. We don't know. But the Golden State Warriors suffered an injury to none other than Kevin Durant, their new signee. Spade, how do we feel about Durant being hurt? And some people are speculating that it could be more serious than people are saying. That you know how they like to keep things in-house. They don't want to say how serious the injury is. They say, hey, it could be back in 4 to 6 weeks. We don't know. Some people are speculating that it could be more serious. Spade, Durant's hurt. What do we think?
I think they're in a little bit of trouble. I have to be honest. I think they're in a little bit of trouble. I mean, we all know for a fact that the Warriors gave up a lot of role players. They gave up a lot of depth to get Kevin Durant. And, I mean, this ain't no shade to Golden State. Before the Warrior fans come and get you, boy, this ain't no shade to you guys. But you was working so hard to appease Kevin Durant. He was the new guy. He just moved to y'all school. He was the new student. And y'all was going out of y'all way to make it good for him, walking him to class, making sure he don't be late and all of that. Mm-hmm. What happened is you kind of stopped running your offense through your stars. So now that Kevin Durant is out, you got Steph, who's really been in some sort of a slump here lately. He's not playing that well. Clay is also not playing that well. And Draymond got used to being just the guy to get a bucket here and a bucket there. And you know, I don't know. The proof is in the pudding. Immediately, I want to say following the injury, but he actually got injured in this game against the Warriors. I mean, the Wizards, if you look at it, they lost that game, but they still was able to put up 108. That's the game he was in. The first game they played without him at all, not only did they lose to the Bulls, who's a bad team themselves, they only scored 87 points. Hey, man,
bro.
It is what it is. The Bulls ain't good, bro. Sorry. So they were able to rebound, but they rebounded against the Knicks, who's a bad team as well. So I don't know, man. I definitely think it worked out good for them that they had 3 games in a row against the East that we all know is down. If this team goes on that tour of playing a bunch of Western Conference teams, I don't know how things are going to go. The good news is they are out ahead of the pack in the West, so they are expecting KD to return before the end of the regular season. And like you said, it is a lot of people that's speculating that this injury is way worse than the Warriors are letting on. If you guys remember, when this injury first came up, they didn't even really want to talk about what it was. So the only indication that we had of what was going on was from the Wizards team doctors. Because when you get hurt on the road, you ain't got it ain't no Golden State Warrior doctors there. So he had to be kind of examined by the Wizards doctors, and that's what gave us an indication of what was going on. I think they in a little bit of trouble though, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
So let me ask, before I go, so you don't see them in the finals no more, Spade? The NBA finals? You think they have trouble in the Western Conference Finals?
I think it's gonna depend on their past, and I gotta be honest. I haven't looked at the seeding right now to see what is. I know it's still some basketball left, but I haven't looked at the seeding to see how it looks. It's gonna depend on their road. It is a pretty easy pass options that they could take. But if they run into, I don't know, the Rockets or maybe even San Antonio, I think they could have some trouble getting there. But I still want to feel like they got enough to get there with just their big three. I mean, they big three got to start playing like they big three. Steph was 4 of 31 shooting in the last 3 games, not including the New York Knicks game where he seemed to find a little bit of his old self in that. But before that Knicks game, he was 4 of 31 from beyond the arc. So, I mean, playing like that, no, I don't. So it's going to depend on their path, I think.
Let me say this. I'm going to say I still have them in the Western Conference Finals. Depending on who they match up with, I still have them in the NBA Finals. But, you know, I think Durant is a huge part of their team that's going. Of course he is. But I think Draymond, Clay, and Steph is enough to get them through the Western Conference. Now, let me say something about the Western Conference. The Western Conference is the Pac-12. It's the Big 12. And I know y'all like, what? Bruh, aside from San Antonio and Memphis, all them teams out west can score. I mean, we see teams put up 100 points in Western Conference games like it ain't nothing. At one point, if you guys didn't know, at one point, Denver led the league in scoring and rebounding at one point during the season. So it's teams out west, even bad teams. They score like 110, 115 points. You'd be like, God, look at all these points being scored. Like, I don't want to say nobody played defense in the Western Conference, but the Spurs do. And Memphis, they slow the pace down so dramatically that the score be 89 to 91. Like, that'd be Memphis games. But everybody else, it seemed like they don't have any problem scoring. Now, as far as KD being hurt, that definitely hurt the Warriors. I don't want to poo-poo that. That definitely hurts the Warriors. Hopefully he can get back, during the playoffs, maybe at the end of the season, so they can get him back in playing shape, I guess.
Right.
But I want to say Steph Curry ain't going to be in this slump forever. He's going to get back to shooting threes from half court, and people are going to be like, oh my God, it's going to be one game where Steph going to probably bang 10 threes, and he's going to be like, I'm back. I told y'all this slump was whatever. Clay, Clay is not going to be in a slump forever. Draymond can explode. He can have them games where he explode. I think they can be all right, and I think they will be all right. Because like I said, these guys ain't going to stay in these slumps forever. And with 2 of the deadliest shooters the NBA have seen with Clay and Steph, even if one of them get out of slump, these guys are so unselfish that they'll be like, okay, Clay hot tonight. Let me feed Clay. Okay, Steph hot tonight. Let's get it to Steph. Like, they clever enough to recognize that. I still see them in the NBA Finals, depending on who they match up with in the Western Conference Finals. I think a team like San Antonio. I don't think San Antonio can score with them, but I think without KD, I definitely think Kawhi could lock somebody up, and I think they can compete. Now, a lot of people was jumping on it. Oh my gosh, if it's an 8-1 matchup between the Pelicans, let's scrap that. That's not happening. The Pelicans are still trash even after they got Boogie. I know they just got a dub last night against the Lakers, but they still trash. As far as them playing in the Western Conference Finals, it depending on who they match up with, I still have them in the NBA Finals, babe. Playing the Cavs, by the way.
And I agree.
If anybody wants
it's one thing, though. Like, I'm looking at their stats right now. Kevin Durant leads that team in 3 statistical categories. Points per game, rebounds per game, and blocks per game. It's going to be tough because they really made him the focal point of what they got going on over there. And what I'm concerned about is, yeah, you're right. They still got Steph, who's an amazing talent. So is Clay. Once they get those 2 guys back in their original roles, what happens when KD comes back? You know what I'm saying? Then you got to go back. Like, I worry that could be a hiccup for him. Kind of want a strong armor topic in here before we move on.
Okay.
Last night, I told you those guys was able to get a win at the expense of the New York Knicks. They're a real bad team. But something kind of controversial went down in that game. For the first half of the game, the Knicks had something up on their big scoreboard, a jumbotron, whatever you want to call it. They said for the first half of this game, it'll be no music. It's just, we want the fans to enjoy the game in its purest form. And I got to admit, like, they showed a little clip of it. You can hear the sneakers squeaking and, people talking on the court. Watch out, cut, pick, all kind of stuff like that. And to me, it was kind of dope. However, the Golden State Warriors players really wasn't too fond of it. Steph said that it was weird. It was kind of awkward. He said he ain't played in an environment that silent since he was in middle school. I probably can believe some of that. And Draymond really ripped him. Said it was pathetic. Said that technology is here to advance things. It don't make sense to go back. even when as far as to say that computers have done so much for us, why would we go back to paper? And I was like, damn, did we stop using paper? Like, what? I ain't even, did nobody even give me the memo that we done stopped using paper? I got kids, I be buying paper like hell for them. Let me find out they making airplanes with that mess. But anyway, man, I wanted to get your opinion on it. How did you feel about that?
I just want to say kudos to the Knicks for one. First of all, before I say kudos to the Knicks, let me say this, babe. I want to say, I think it's a rule, and I don't know if the rule still stands, but I know it was a rule that, you know, I guess the speaker system, the DJ will only play music while the home team has the ball. They're not allowed to play music while the opposing team has the ball. I don't know if that's still a rule. I know down there in Atlanta, that organist gets busy. He gets busy. He the Picasso of the keys. I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's still a rule, but I know that was a rule. So before Draymond and them say go crazy, I want to say kudos to the Knicks, because whatever within the rules can give your team a competitive advantage. If these guys, I mean, of course the Warriors still won the game, but if for the first half or whatever it had the Warriors out of whack, they was feeling crazy, like what is going on, then I mean, anything to give your team a competitive advantage, I'm with it within the rules. And kudos to the Knicks for trying something different. I mean, what's wrong with being different?
I mean, the Knicks ain't doing a whole lot right now that's making people happy. So I don't know if it was a reach to try to. It seemed like the reviews from it are they're very, very mixed. Some people liked it. Some people flat out called it stupid. And I mean, I'm talking about social media. You can search it up on Twitter and you'll see some people saying, man, this was dumb or it was stupid. And I was just thinking, like, damn, y'all don't go to like the gym and hoop? Yeah, like
the Knicks are dumb and stupid.
I didn't think it was that bad of an idea. I really didn't. I thought it was kind of dope.
I mean, hey, anything you think could give your team a competitive advantage, I'm with it. The Knicks are dumb and stupid. They had a trade for Rubio, for Rose on the block. I don't know if I talked about this during the trade show, but they was going to do it straight up. I'm going to hurry up. They was going to do it straight up, Spade. Phil Jackson decided to go back to the Timberwolves closer to the deadline to try and get squeeze a little more juice out of that orange, and Tibbs backed out at the 1 minute mark to the deadline and was like, nah, we good. They could have had Rubio for Rose, and Phil Jackson goofed and it didn't happen. So the Knicks are dumb and stupid. So yeah, Phil
ain't goof. That was a good move. Let's move forward, man.
Rubio.
Next topic on the show today, man. I want to talk to you about Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban. Now, you guys know, I think it was about a year ago, right before KD bolted out of OKC.
Yeah.
We can all remember that post-game interview with Kevin Durant defending his then little bro, Russell Westbrook, because Mark Cuban said that Russ might be a star, but he's no superstar in this league. Well, you know, I don't know, man. Mark Cuban, he might be a cancer like me. We don't really let things go too well. So here we go. A whole year later, you got OKC playing against the Mavs, and you got Cuban still banging the cannon. He still don't think Russ is a superstar. They asked Mark Cuban, where do you have Russell Westbrook in the MVP mix? And Mark Cuban said, I don't. Like, he's not in the MVP mix. Like, I don't know why he disliked this dude so much. It's funny to me. I just recently went to an Atlanta Hawks game, the Hawks versus the Mavericks in Atlanta, and I was sitting there live. I had some pretty damn good seats too, y'all. You probably saw your boy on the TV, but anyway, I was at the game and I could not believe how washed Dirk is, and I know Dirk is a legend. I don't mean to disrespect Dirk in no way, shape, form, or fashion, but to see Dirk playing like he is now, it pained me. So I don't know how you can be Mark Cuban and your star is declining as rapidly as Dirk is declining, and you still got the time to bang the cannon on this man who is playing at probably the height of the pinnacle of his career. It's just crazy to me. LePere, speak on your boy Mark Cuban, because I know you're a fan of him.
I like Mark Cuban, but he, since Russ don't have KD to take up for him no more, I got him. Spade. He's stupid. He's stupid. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Since KD gone, smiling in your face all the time, they want to take your place. Since KD backstabbed Westbrook, I got you, Westbrook. Look, Westbrook, to say Westbrook is not a superstar is same thing I said last year. It's just idiotic, man. It doesn't make any sense. You can't say a guy that's averaging a triple-double is not a superstar. First of all, Spade, like I said, I hate to bring this guy up, but like I said about James Harden, you take James Harden off that team, you take Westbrook off that team, you take Bron off that team, Those are lottery teams. Those teams are in the lottery. If you don't think Westbrook is a superstar, then you are insane. I guarantee you, if Westbrook was a free agent and was like, you know what, I think I want to go to Dallas. Dallas, blah blah blah, for whatever reason, he liked Dallas. I guarantee you, Cuban fly his private jet ass down there and pick Westbrook up. He would land it on the commercial street, spray. He wouldn't even land it at the airport.
His driveway.
He would land that junk in his driveway. What the hell is Cuban talking about?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
The MVP comments is what blowed my mind. Even if you want to sit here and say, I don't have him as the MVP winner, I can respect that. But if you're going to say he ain't in the mix, just shut up, Mark. Mark, you clearly smoking that shit, Mark. Just shut up, Mark. We don't want to hear it.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you got too much money. I mean, listen, man. Y'all know I love me some Westbrook, man. And what Westbrook, I know people give Westbrook a hard time. He take bad shots. People want to tell me, oh, he's shooting this from three. He's not a superstar because he shoot this from three. He get this many turnovers. I don't want to hear none of that. You want to know what he is? He's a dude that's going to give you 100% effort all the time. All the time. Not to mention that the dude putting up phenomenal numbers, man. Crap, like I said, people talk about the big O all the time. I heard something on the radio this morning, on sports radio this morning, Spade, that I didn't know, which is crazy. They said back when Oscar Robertson got his triple-double, the pace was faster than it is in today's NBA, which is just insane to me because the pace is so crazy right now. They said when Oscar Robertson was getting his triple-doubles, the pace was faster. So, with a faster pace, that means more rebounds, more assists, more shots. Come on, man. It's impressive what Westbrook is doing, and that I think is just blatant disrespect from Mark Cuban, man. Blatant.
That's Mark. Mark said if he wrong, he gonna be wrong to the death. I respect it, Mark.
Yeah, until he want to sign with him.
But I respect it.
Until he a free agent and he want him. But let's get it, Spade. Right. Let's go to the NFL where your boy want to be. Got to talk about a few teams. They made some moves. You guys didn't know the New York just decided to cut bait with Revis. Not only Revis, they cut Brandon Marshall too. Spade, one, do you see any of these guys landing with another team? And two, do you like the move by the Jets?
I don't like the move by the Jets. Now, as far as Revis, if I know Revis like I know Revis, he wanted that bread. His value, his stock is definitely down. There was a couple of instances last season where we saw him kind of get, he kind of got ate up a little bit out there, for one. And for two, this whole situation where he may or may not have knocked out two guys. I don't know. He may be giving out two pieces on the side. I don't know.
You think
I definitely think it did. And I know that head coach Ty Bowles said it did not play a part, but that's what you're told to say. That's what you're told to say. So I think that may have played a part in him not only being released from here, I think it could possibly hurt him landing somewhere else. Now, Revis is a talent, but Revis is going to, one, have to be willing to take less, because whether he knocked out two dudes or not, that's going to definitely hurt his stock. And last season didn't help his value at all. So if he plays again somewhere, he's going to have to take a significant pay cut. Brandon Marshall is going to bounce back like he ain't never left. It's crazy. Brandon Marshall has only played for bad teams. And if you look at his stats, with the exception of this past season where Fitzpatrick was back to being his regular trash self, and hey, I got to admit, you was right on that one. I told you I felt like Fitz had turned the corner, and you felt like it was broke watching. Now, apparently you was right, because he back to his regular self.
He should have held out for a long-term deal. Should have got the money.
Yep, you said it. But
he bet on himself and he lost.
Marshall's been pretty consistent. From Denver to Miami to Chicago to the Jets, he's been pretty consistent. He's appears to be a very smart guy in terms of IQ of the game. You can see him talking sports on whatever the name of the show is he on. I think he'll bounce back. I don't understand why they would get rid of Marshall, because when you got a inexperienced quarterback, the one thing you want him to have is a sure target that he can throw it to. And I don't understand the releasing of Brandon Marshall. I really don't.
I think they just want to go young. They want to just, they know they ain't doing nothing in that division. And it kills me because it seems like these teams, especially in that division, shout out to the Dolphins. You know what? I don't give the Dolphins no credit. But shout out to the Dolphins for saying, yo, you know what? We're gonna spend some money, and we ain't just about to concede to the Patriots. We're going to fight, at least fight. These other teams in that division, Bills want to let go Tyrod and do all this nonsense. And it's just like, you know what, we about to cut Revis and Brandon Marshall. We ain't doing nothing. They just conceding to the damn Patriots. Shout out to the Dolphins. Shout out to the Dolphins for attempting to go get it. Attempt to go get it. Shout out to them. But anyway, Spade, I want to say, I think Revis is done. I don't think nobody would take a shot on. I heard on sports radio again. They said that Revis will have to, like you said, you know, swallow his pride. Realize, yo, I'm not a number 1 corner. Maybe I'm not a number 2 corner anymore. Maybe I need to be that nickel guy. Still get a check, be that nickel guy. A lot of people saying move Revis to free safety. I was one of those guys, but now I'm skeptical about that now. I'm skeptical about him moving to free safety now.
Why is that?
It was you always brought up tackling.
Right.
I question Revis' urge to play, Spade. Like,
oh wow.
I do, man. Like, it was sometime during last season. It was a rumor that, I don't know if it was a rumor, but somebody close to Revis said Revis don't even want to play no more. You know, some of these guys be like, you know what, I don't want to play no more, but I mean, where else I'm going to make 11 million, 15 million, 18 million a year at?
And a lot of them have a number in their head, bro. Like,
oh, yeah.
On some Walter White type mess. A lot of them be like, look, I'm tired of this, but I need to get to this number so that I'm straight. You know, and they have that number in their head.
Yeah, man. So I question his urge to play. Maybe some team will take a shot on him. Maybe, I hate to say it, Spade, maybe a team like a New England. They got a lot of free agents. They got some dudes. You know how they do. And I mean he
definitely fits in what they.
I mean, he won a ring over there.
After.
He won a ring over there, and to play the Jets twice again, Revis will love that. That'll probably get the urge back. Who knows, man? But I would hate for him to go back over there. Brandon Marshall, on the other hand, I agree with you 100%. Brandon Marshall will be all right. B. Marsh, if you watch SAS, go to a team with the QB, please. Stop going to these trash-ass teams with trash-ass quarterbacks. And I know people going to be like, well, he was traded there.
He went to the Dolphins, fam. Whoa.
Bro, who did y'all have down there? Didn't y'all have like Matt Moore or somebody?
I think it was Matt Moore, yeah.
Come on, man. I want B. Marsh to play with Spade. You want to know what? And it probably not the move because they need other pieces. But I would love to see Brandon Marshall play with a Breeze or a Matt Ryan, somebody like that. You know, it's rumors that Cooks could be on the block. B. Marsh could fill in. I mean, with a guy like a Drew Brees can get B. Marsh the ball. I'm just saying. I think B. Marsh should be all right, but I want him to pick the right situation.
Be all right.
I want him to pick the right situation.
He ain't going to. He gonna pick the right dollar signs.
I ain't mad at that.
But anyway, since we talking about football, because I knew you was gonna some way get it over here. It ain't even football season, and we got football topics on this show. But since we talking it, man, let's go ahead and talk about your favorite quarterback. You like that? You like that? Let's talk about Kirk Cousins, man.
Oh,
Kirk done got himself franchise tagged again. Now, a lot of people felt like Kirk should have been broken off the long-term contract last season.
Shotmaster.
Redskins.
Shotmaster.
I wasn't going to call him out. Shot. We talking about you, bro. The Redskins, however, wanted to franchise tag him and let him prove himself. Well, he had a pretty good year.
They gonna move 5,000 yards past
Kirk Cousins. Yeah. And then they still didn't come with this. So, hey, I got two questions. One, if you Kirk Cousins, how do you think he should feel about this? And for two, for us, what does this mean? Do the Redskins not believe in this guy? Because that's what it looked like to me. Let me know what you think.
Let me just say this, which is crazy because they just extended the damn head coach.
Right.
Like, so if you don't believe in Kirk Cousins, how do you believe in the head coach? Because I mean, they went like 8-7-1 or some crazy junk. Like, come on, man. How do you extend the head coach and don't extend Kirk Cousins? I want to concede. I want to say Kirk Cousins fits what the Washington Redskins are doing. He fits. If I'm Kirk Cousins, I'll sign the tender. I mean, $23 million. I'm taking that. So I sign the tender. If I'm not mistaken, the rule states that they cannot franchise tag him a third time. So whether, I would sign the tender, hope for a long-term deal, and after this year, especially if I have a year that's anything close to this past year, I am out. I'm out. But I think Kirk Cousins should sign the tender. I think he fits what Washington is trying to do. I just can't believe I think he had 2 years left on his deal, if I'm not mistaken, and they still extended the coach. I think Kirk Cousins deserves, and I hate to say it because I was saying you can't pay Kirk Cousins. You cannot pay Kirk Cousins $100 million, but you want to know what? They done paid him like $45 million the past 2 years, so you might as well extend him for. You might as well extend him. That's almost $50 million you done gave him for 2 years, so you might as well extend Kirk Cousins. You come out cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at his numbers here, and
he had a good year, man. He performed. Kirk Cousins is better. I'm not blind. He's better at home than he is on the road. But it's a lot of QBs like that. I mean, you can look at Drew Brees' numbers.
Is on the field.
You can look at Drew Brees' numbers. Drew Brees' numbers are better in that dome at home than they are on the road. That's a fact. And I ain't trying to slander Drew Brees because I love me some Brees. But that's a fact. That's a fact.
Let me ask you about this. It was a tweet from one of these, like, I don't want to say because I'm probably going to guess wrong and mess the name up, but one of these sports Twitter accounts tweeted, everybody thinks we don't know what we're doing. Like, everybody's wondering what's going on around here. What should we do? I know we should extend our coach. And it was like shade at the Redskins organization. Well, Pierre Garçon, quote, retweeted this with the crying laughing face. Now, does that mean he disagrees with them extending Jay? I don't know.
Well,
I just felt like that looked real.
I think Pierre's going to be out, Spade. I think Pierre is a free agent, and I don't see him back with the Skins.
Well, I don't see him back now. I mean,
I don't think Pierre's going back over there.
He was over 1,000 yards receiving, so
I'm willing to concede that I was wrong. I think you give Kirk Cousins a long-term deal. Kirk Cousins fit with what the Skins are doing. And it's been a rumor out there that it was going to be some 3-team trade. Kirk Cousins to San Fran because Shanahan used to coach used to be his OC, and Cowboys would trade Romo to the Redskins. So they think, listen, man, Spade, you already know how I feel about Romo. I've been saying it for years. You want to take a hurt Kirk? I mean, one thing you could hurt Romo over a Kirk Cousins who's been pretty healthy. He's been taking the snaps. He's been there. I don't. And if I'm not mistaken, Romo like 38 or 30 something, like high 30s. Come on, man.
He like 52 and a half. Like Romo, he aged every 6 months. Not every year, man. Like most.
I'm not a Washington fan, Spade. I'm not a Washington fan. I want to know how the Skins fan feel. Do you feel Kirk Cousins should be extended? Should he just sign the tender and then y'all move on? What do the Washington fans want your franchise to do? Because how do you extend the coach but won't pay Kirk Cousins when, in my opinion, you come out cheaper? You done gave him almost $50 million for 2 years, which is crazy. Let's move on. Let's go to San Francisco. Talk about another QB that's no longer of the 49ers, and that's Colin Kaepernick. He decided to opt out of his contract. And Spade, I have a few questions for you.
I got you.
One.
What you want to know?
One. Was it smart for Cap to opt out of that contract? 2, do we see Cap getting another job with all the controversy that surrounds this young man?
Was it smart for him to opt out? Absolutely not. The NFL, everybody knows the NFL is not guaranteed money. If you ever get a situation like Cap had, where you was clearly overpaid, you better get every damn penny you can get before they run you up out of there. Tell you something else about the NFL. The NFL, they tend to blacklist certain people. We've seen it before. Let's go ahead and speak on it, bro. And I'll keep it quick. If you guys don't think that it's some teams in the league that could have used, man, I'm having a brain fart. Help me out. Elevator man.
Vince Young?
All right. Elevator guy.
Ray Rice?
Ray Rice. If y'all think it's some teams in the league that couldn't have used Ray Rice last season, you lying to yourself.
Not only him, add Vince Young to that list, because it's a rumor going around the league that they said Jeff Fisher is the reason Vince Young couldn't get another job in the league.
Yep. It is, and the list is longer than those two. That's just the first. Ray Rice is the first name that popped in my head. I say first name, and I couldn't even think of his damn name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But those are the first 2 names to come to mind. But there has been cases before of the league blacklisting people. It's almost like the owners call each other on a big conference call and say, look, we ain't touching him. Like, that's it. And Cap it's very possible that Cap could be in this list. I think it was not smart at all for him to opt out, and I think it would be very difficult for him to land somewhere else. And I'm gonna take it a step further. I don't even know what team I can see him. I don't even have a team that I say I think he could fit it. I don't know what that team is. I don't know. I don't know.
Now that I wasn't prepared for to pick a team. Coming to mind is Minnesota, but I think they love Sam Bradford out there. I think they love Sam Bradford.
Man, look, they like Sam so much. They talking about he has earned the job. They didn't say that he's earned the right to compete for the job once Teddy is healthy. They say he earned the job. So they already pretty much saying if Teddy get healthy, Teddy's the number 2. They love that guy.
Back to
now, he can go somewhere and sit.
I mean, yeah, he could be a backup probably. But
the question is whether or not somebody's going to take that chance on him, and I don't know, bro.
That's the question. And if I'm Cap, I wouldn't have opted out. I'd have got my money. They'd have had to cut me, and I'd have still got my money. They'd have to cut me.
I've been sitting over there with that afro just blowing in the wind, looking like new money over there. Ain't no way.
They'd have had to cut me too, Spade. But, you know, this is why you got your people around you. This is why you have an agent and all them people around you. Maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they say, hey, you know, this team will take a shot on you. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to agree. And like I said, people was killing Cap last year. I looked at Cap numbers and I was like, man, in my opinion, he didn't play bad on a terrible team. On a terrible team.
It is.
Like, not to mention injuries. No stable coach. It's a coaching carousel out there in San Francisco. Man, listen, I want Cap to land a job. I don't think he will land a job. This is why I think he shouldn't have opted out. I'm going to have to agree with you 100%, Spade. It is going to be... Woo! First of all, people was killing his play. But it's all that off-the-field crap that I don't think people want to deal with neither. So,
well, they was killing his play because of the off-the-field crap. If he was,
I guess
doing all the stuff off the field that people like, I think people wouldn't have been so critical of his play. But his off-the-field stuff made people, you know, study his on-the-field stuff through a microscope. And, of course, if you're going to look at anything that hard, you're going to find some flaws. But Cap definitely didn't play terrible.
He did.
I mean, considering what was around him and the fact that he was coming off of not playing for damn near 2 years.
Yeah. What I want if you're a 49er fan, if you're just a fan of football, matter of fact, I don't want to say a 49 fan. If you're a fan of football, let us know in the comment section a team that you can see Cap signing to help. Not necessarily a starter.
He ain't got to start. Yeah.
He don't got to start. Not necessarily starting at QB, but just a guy you be like, yo, I wouldn't mind having Cap as my backup QB. Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know.
All right, bro. It's one of my favorite times of the year.
Okay.
It's the time of the year where NFL scouts disregard everything we've seen on the field. They throw all that out to see how fast you can run the 40, how high your vert is, how many bench press reps you can do of 225, and so forth and so on. Well, news was made at the Combine this week. Washington wide receiver John Ross basically turned down a free island. Now, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, let me go a little bit further in depth. Adidas has this deal, right, where whoever, once upon a time, somebody told me that they used to give away a Porsche to whoever was the fastest running the 40. That kind of ticked me off because once upon a time, your boy was a 4.5 easy. I think I could have, I could have hit one of them coaches. I could have hit one of them coaches and shaved, a little bit off. But anyway, my boy John Ross knew that Adidas said whoever shows up and breaks the all-time, record for the fastest 40 wearing Adidas, they was going to give them their own island.
Word.
John Ross goes through there and breaks Chris Johnson's 4.24 time with a 4.22 time, which is wicked fast in case you don't know. That's just crazy fast.
Flying.
And he broke the record wearing Nikes, which of course made it where he could not get his own island. In an interview, they asked John Ross, why didn't you wear Adidas so you could get the island? And I love his reply. He said, because I don't have a boat and I can't swim. And I was like, that man is pretty smart. He said, what the hell am I going to do on this island with no boat and no swimming ability? But man, these players are getting faster. They're getting stronger. It's just a bigger indication that football is changing, and they're going to have to continue to do more and more to try to keep this sport safe because these athletes are super athletes. But Paris, what do you think about your boy running a 4.22, man?
I mean, it's impressive, man, but you know, people said that he ran his way into the first round. He was projected to be a second, third round pick. But of course, with all good deeds come some negative crap.
Come and the microscope.
Yeah, man. They said John Brown, he's not this receiver you guys think he, you know, he's not crisp with running. Man, they breaking him down as a wide receiver. They saying that he's not as crisp with running routes. You know, with this speed, it didn't transition to the field. We didn't see 4.22 speed on the field in pads. So you know how they do. I want to say, hey, if the man earned him some more money, kudos to him. I would have wore them damn Adidas. I'd have got that Allen, though. Believe that. And the crazy thing is, they said he ran that joint with a cramp. He ran it with a cramp. But
it looked like you got injured.
Spade, I want to transition from John Brown. I know he did, broke Chris Johnson record and all that. I want to talk about Deshaun Watson. Because I'm going to shout out to Andy Reid, head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. He said, let me tell you something about Deshaun Watson. This kid is ready for the NFL, and he put up, and I ain't talking about like they had, of course they got quarterbacks running the 40. I don't know why that don't make sense. Anyway, it don't matter. Brady out there ran like a 4.9 40. It don't matter. Yeah. Ain't nobody about to say Brady ain't it. But anyway, Andy Reid said Deshaun Watson put on an impressive combine with throwing the football. They said, of course, we all knew that he didn't have this cannon of an arm, but when it came to making all the throws accurately, which everybody was killing him for, they was on the money. Now, one thing I'm going to agree with, it was some experts out there saying, why don't they make the quarterback throw in pads? I agree with that. You're not playing football with a visor and shirts.
I mean, they might as well make them all do them shits in pads. Like, I don't get the point of the 40. Ain't nobody running no straight line in football with no pads on.
Yeah, man. Like, but they said Deshaun Watson had a great combine. I ain't hear nothing about no Mitch Trubisky. I'm just saying. I ain't hear much about Mitch. But shout out to Andy Reid for saying Deshaun Watson's going to be a player in this league.
I was concerned. Deshaun Watson hired the same guy that helped train Blake Bortles, and I was like,
was that Palmer? Was that Palmer or Jordan? Who was it?
I can't remember the guy's name. I watched his interview. I don't do good with names. All I know is I was thinking, damn it, Deshaun, we couldn't find somebody who's worked with a quarterback that actually looked decent.
I mean, he ain't got no money yet, Spade. He can't afford, you know what I mean? That dude probably was cheap as hell.
He had to have been the cheapest around.
Yeah, he probably was cheap as hell. But you ready to move on?
Yeah, what else we got, bro?
Interested to know what the fans think, though. Would you have wore Adidas to get that free island? Let us know in the comment section. I mean, I'd have wore them Adidas. Even if I never went to the island, I'd have just been in the club like, I got an island.
I was just going to say, that would have been my entry line to chicks. I'd have been like, what's up? You know I got an island. That's how I would have started the combo.
Me too, bro. Yep. That's why you my brother. But let's move on, Spade. Let's talk about the Pick'em game. You are up 1. You won last week. You are up 1. I think we even, but you know, you gotta check the tape. Especially after your live stream. When people was in the live stream like, yo, we really gotta check the tape. LeParis really might be up. I'm telling you, check the tape. I think I'm up.
Off of what?
What you mean?
Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, man, your live stream, you kinda did it good. Check the tape, y'all. I think we tied, but Spade gonna say he up 1. So let me see if I can bounce back. I got a good picking game for us this week, Spade. We're gonna go Raptors versus your Atlanta Hawks. If you guys didn't know, Spade was all sitting courtside with Harry the Hawk. Dwight played him out. Y'all need to look at that video. Go to Spade channel and look at that video. Harry the Hawk.
My Hawks now. They my Hawks.
Man, they your Hawks. Okay. Just like they were your Falcons.
Okay. Wow.
Spade, who you got? Hawks or Raptors?
Can I hear you use that in a sentence, please? Nah, for real. Who's at home?
The Hawks, if I'm not mistaken, are home.
Oh, the Hawks are due. The Hawks are due. Right after I left that game against the Mavs, it hasn't gone well for the Hawks. Don't make me have to show up and be their good luck charm. Hawks, I got you coming through. What you need to do is find a way to get Ersan Ilyasova on the court more and get this guy more touches. He only missed 1 shot the game I went to. Tim Hardaway Jr. looks amazing. Give me the Hawks.
I take the Raptors. DeRozan about to drop 40 on them. DeRozan,
He will. They gonna
even with
lose,
no
though.
Kyle Lowry. Even with no Kyle Lowry, still give me the Raptors.
Yeah.
Serge Ibaka and Valanciunas about to shut down Dwight. Now I know Valanciunas don't defend nobody, but he about to shut down Dwight. Give me the Raptors for the tie this joint up, even because you up one. Even though I think we even checked the tape. Give me the.
That's gonna be a good game. I
Yes,
might
it
need to
is.
coach this game, bro. Cause
Oh,
look, coach. This what you do. You get Ursa in the pool.
Oh, Bud just got suspended, for bumping the
Yeah,
ref.
he back though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he made contact with the ref. It was an accident. We've been talking on the phone. He said he wasn't trying to do that. But anyway, get Ursa in the pool, one of them bigs out the paint, and you let Dwight. Man, I got the game plan. Let's go ahead and finish this show off strong, man. I don't know why LaParis is calling those guys my Hawks. I mean, I live in Atlanta. They their local team. You got to go see them
Your
sometime.
Hawks, your Falcons, your Thrashers.
Anyway,
Your
the last
Braves.
segment of the show, we call this the Strong Arm Performer of the Week. This is a very prestigious award in podcast land. We give this award to a male or female who raised his or her level of play to ensure that their team got the victory.
Word.
I give mine to a male or a female.
Me too.
The best you on the hot seat. Who
I gave it
you
to
got?
Serena.
No, you didn't. Who you got and why?
Spade, I got an unsung hero that's never been a Strong Arm Performer of the Week.
Wow.
And it's going to shock some people. I'm digging in the crate, Spade. Listen,
Okay.
I got to give my Strong Arm Performer of the Week this week goes to a guy in Phoenix named Tyler Ulis. Tyler Ulis hit a game-winning shot against the Boston Celtics. They inbounded the ball to it kicked the ball and went right to Tyler Ulis. Tyler Ulis banged the game-winning shot. But not only that, Spade, Tyler Ulis played 33 minutes, had 20 points, shot 8 of 12, and had 5 dimes off the bench. He did that off the bench. Spade, I think the kid Tyler is a player, Spade. I told you about joking. I'm telling you, keep your eye on this kid in Phoenix named Tyler. Spade, trust me. Keep your eye on this kid in Phoenix named Tyler Ulis. I think the kid is a player. Tyler, for that performance right there, he had another great game earlier in the week aside from that one. But keep your eye on this kid. Tyler, for that performance, you are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. Tyler Ulis. Spade, I'm coming with unsung heroes. I ain't just giving them James Harden like you do.
I mean, I got one too. It's just,
James Harden?
I'm a little worried.
James Harden?
I'm a little worried. You always be throwing me these new names. I got an unsung hero myself.
Oh, okay.
All right?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I could have easily just given it to James Harden. James Harden have a strong arm performance once a week at least. That's too easy though. I felt like working hard for this one. Let's back up. It was an epic overtime game. We always pick on the East for being the down conference. You expect when you see a Western team, a top tier Western team, play a team in the East, it's supposed to be a blowout. But that's not what we got. What we got was an overtime thriller between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Pistons of Detroit. And in that game, man, we had a performance from a kid named Marcus Morris who went the hell off, man. 37 points, 8 boards, 6 dimes. And he got the dub against Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, and the Portland Trail Blazers. Who knew? Who knew? It's crazy because I can never remember which one of the Morris twins are the good one. I thought it was Marquise.
They both nice now, Spade. They it.
I was going to say, I thought it was Marquise, but it might be Marcus. I can't tell them apart.
They nice, man. Shout out to the Morris twins, man. I like both of them. They good players, man.
Marcus, for making sure the West know you about that action, boss. You are my Strong Arm Performer of the Week. We know which one you now, fam. Marcus in Detroit, y'all. In case you didn't know, that's Marcus.
Spade, it's been a great show, man. People have been asking us. Where's the show? Hey, man, we love that, man. Sometimes things happen, and we still make it happen. Sometimes things happen, but we make it happen. Listen,
right?
We want to thank you guys for watching another episode of Strong Arm Sports, man. We cannot, man. When I tell you, Spade, I said last week. I mean, we had 2 shows last week. I said last week the numbers were amazing. Spade, this past week right here, The numbers were phenomenal, Spade, on both on SoundCloud and on iTunes. We can't thank you guys enough. People even subscribing to our UPodOmatic. Spade, people are subscribing.
Shout out to them Android users, bro. That's why we getting our numbers up somewhere else. You know, Team Apple hold us down on iTunes.
Yeah, man.
Android users been coming through. We see y'all.
Yeah, man. They've been coming through, man. We can't thank you guys enough. We want to thank y'all for tuning in to Strong Arm Sports. Listen, as usual, if you new here, bang the subscribe button. If you're a regular here, hit the like button and take 2 seconds. If you don't want to see two dudes arguing in boxes, man, we got audio podcasts everywhere. iTunes, UPodOmatic, SoundCloud. You can download us everywhere. Hashtag best sports podcast, best podcast ever.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to just put us in a box, man, and just say sports. Best podcast out, man.
Yes, sir.
Strong on Sports. We can't thank y'all enough. We'll see you guys next episode. We out. Peace.